Ahoy, hoy, everybody. Welcome back. Outside the cinema. We're your hosts, Bill and Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello. How is everybody doing today? Glad to have you with us again. I have this one hair in my beard I can see in my monitor here that is like a foot longer than everything else is sticking up directly this way. Ugh. Hey, how is everyone?
Yeah.
We have got a show today that could become a classic, or it could go the opposite direction and be the most forgettable episode we've ever done.
That is true.
I'm leaning towards the first.
It's possible.
With the films we're covering this week, I'm leaning towards this being an all-time episode with at least one all-time review. Because the two films we're actually doing are very similar in the fact that we chose films that were the writer, director, and star in both of them. And we know how that goes.
Yes.
Most of the time, for us, for me, it usually goes very well.
Yep.
AKA the Neil Breens of the world.
Yeah, I have to point out that we were watching, I was going to say the first one. That doesn't help. What was it? What are the titles? We have
Empire of the Dark.
Yep.
And Runaway Nightmare.
Runaway Nightmare, right. So we're watching Empire of the Dark, and out of nowhere, Nova turns to me and says, "Hey." And now I've never, what I'm about to go into, like we've never sat and watched any of the stuff that she's going to reference together. Mm-hmm. She doesn't listen to the show because I don't know.
Because she's a teenager and we're old men, so.
True. But I talk about them, so I tease them with it. I'm like, I was talking about you again. So she turns to me and says, I said first, I'm like, why does every one of these motherfuckers have to wear a black tank top in their movies when they write and direct their own stuff? And she went, yeah, like that guy. What's his name? He makes all his own movies, too. And I said, Neil Breen? And she went, yeah, him. How the fuck do you know about him? And like, she's been watching people review his movies.
Which is better than the movies.
Yeah, this is exactly what it's like. I said, on the show, we tried to talk to him multiple times, but he claims he doesn't make cult movies. He does, but he doesn't think he does.
I still remember that email conversation I had with him for Survival of Film Freaks, and he's like, "Well, I'm not a cult filmmaker."
I said to my wife, if you have to take orders for your movie on your own personal website and then you burn the copy you're gonna send them, you've made a cult movie.
Yeah, which, in hindsight, with the way DVD production is done now, is probably more expensive than just buying 500 of them and having Discmate or one of those guys, or who's the other one? It doesn't matter. But like having them produce 500 of them for you. Like,
yeah. Well, let's see. Let me see how, because it's just your time really at that point, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it saves you the hassle of having like 500 Blu-rays or DVDs hanging around.
True.
You're just hanging around. Which I still have some of Survival of the Film Freaks. If ever anyone wants to buy one, I'll sell you one really, really cheap. I have Blu-rays, I have DVDs, and I have, I think, a couple VHSs too, but those will not be cheap. You
can buy external Blu-ray burners for like $100.
Yeah.
So for $1,000, you could set up, I mean, if you already have the computer, you could set up a pretty decent production facility. You could print your own covers and all of that. Yeah.
I still feel
it might be cheaper. Well,
still feel it's a waste.
Yeah, that's why you're not.
And you get it, and it looks like shit. Like, I remember when I ordered, I don't remember which one it was I ordered from him.
I think it was Green Screen Spectacular.
Part 1 or 2.
Oh, I think it's the 7th part.
Actually, I think it was Stock Footage 108 is what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ordered one of them.
Right.
For us to review on the show. And when I got it, it was a slim case DVD-R burned with a computer printed cover no extra features, no menu, and he charged like $50 for it. And this was probably
that's why he does that, because of the
like
profit on it.
14 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, the profit on that is through the roof.
I couldn't believe it.
You bought him a day's worth of ramen.
I bought him 15 more. Yeah, how many cans of tuna did he get out of it? Definitely not books, though.
That's a tax write-off because it was used in the movie.
It's true. He didn't buy any books, though.
No more books.
No more books. But I just couldn't believe a guy that we knew was selling these hand over fist. I couldn't believe like the money he charged and the like level of garbage it was. But yes, both of these films tonight, Empire of the Dark and Runaway Nightmare, are both passion projects by writers and directors and stars of these films. I had heard of Empire of the Dark. I had not heard of Runaway Nightmare.
Me
but
either.
Both of these are going to be pretty good reviews, I think. But before we get to those reviews, I do want to plug two different things. I want to plug, number one, our Patreon, patreon.com/outside the cinema. We ran a poll on there recently, and overwhelmingly, people wanted us to find more gems, hidden gems. And guess what Empire of the Dark and Runaway Nightmare are?
Yeah.
Potential hidden gems. So we are giving you the content that you want, just not what you asked for. So yeah, go to patreon.com/outside the cinema. That helps keep the show alive. Essentially, without the Patreon, the show would not be able to function because paying hosting fees and the fees we need for Riverside and like all those things, it would be completely 100% out of pocket, and it's just not something that we can do anymore because everything is so goddamn expensive in our country, and getting more expensive. So any support we get there, whether you donate $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you do, we really, really appreciate it. All of that money goes back into keeping the show alive. You can also do one-time donations through there if you ever don't want to do a monthly thing, or you can pay for a year subscription up front, and you get a discount on it too. I think it's a 16% discount on the full year if you sign up for the full year. That gets you the shows early. Normally, heads up, next week the show won't be out early because I'm going to be in Canada. I'm going to see Oasis in Toronto and won't be back till midweek. So they're going
to take out a restraining order on you.
Not yet. Not till I get to Jersey.
They got to fight. They got to fight each other first. I think
they don't. Everyone keeps saying that, man. Like it's not happening. They're happier than they've ever been.
That's surprising, but good. I'm not.
No,
I'm not
they're old.
shit
They're
on
older
that.
men now. They understand. $50 million is more important than yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so normally you get the shows released on the Patreon feed on Monday. You get the show archives. And I think what I might start doing, and I might put a poll up for this too, if I might start releasing the show archives onto Patreon. So that feed, I wonder if I can create a second feed on there that's just, and then I can just start re-releasing the episodes through Patreon. So everything will be on Patreon and you don't have to go to the private Dropbox folder.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to look into that. That's something. You guys let me know if you think that's something that you would enjoy. But yeah, so patreon.com/outside the cinema. And the other thing we need to make sure we talk about is spectopiaarts.com. And that is a cue to you, Chris, as I give you the point.
All right. So I did the thing that I hate today, and I posted a link to the store on what I think are friendly websites.
None of them are friendly.
Facebook groups.
None of them are friendly. They're owned by Meta. They all hate you and want to eat your soul.
No, by actual people we know, like the Deadites and stuff like that. So I put up a link. I explained it really quick that basically what I'm doing is an art project that's me drawing the nasty inside voices, the venom voice, if you will, that tells you to do the evil shit. So after I figure out what's going on in my head, why it's happening, and how I can not be affected by it, then I claim I've drawn them out, and each one kind of represents a different thing. But they're just cute little monsters and ghosts, and I have 4 or 5 bats that I've been working on that I think is actually not bad.
I like the chupacabra you posted. I like that one.
This one.
Yeah, that guy.
Boom. Yep, this is a sneak preview. This is coming soon. It's in the next wave, with a couple of cosmic guys. I think an elder thing first, because I have One with the wings all the way open, one with the arms out, because he's got a lot of appendages.
Nice appendages.
So yeah, we got some hoodies up. We're working on those, and then we're just gonna throw it on a bunch of stuff like water bottles and other things, and we're just what I would like to do. And my wife won't hear this because she's not home, but what I would like to do is sell enough of them that my wife and I can take a honeymoon, because we never got the chance to do that. That would be nice to go somewhere, either just the two of us or all four of us, and do something, because nothing really works out. It's either school or my job or her stuff and her job that she used to have. That's an investment company bought up her place of work, and slowly they're firing everybody. Surprise!
Shock of the century right there.
Yeah, so that's been about a year going on, and we're surviving, doing okay. But we want to do better, so that's why we're...
Just so you know, if you ask for 2 weeks off for this honeymoon, you can't have it.
Oh, no, here it's okay. When my kids were born, I had like 40 emails back and forth between me and my boss and HR. And the plan was she went into labor early. So it was just this is it. This is on March 11th. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be out. It starts now. Because, you never know when it's going to start. I said, I'll go to the hospital. I'll check on her because the C-section isn't planned till the next morning. I'll get Horton Hears a Who and all the prints ready to go because it was a Thursday or Tuesday. I can't remember. There were movies coming out the next morning. And my whole thing was I'm going to be out until 3 days before Iron Man opens. And then I'll come back and I'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday if needed to fill out, the amount of time I was allowed off, which sounds so stupid, like I'm a child.
It's ridiculous.
But because I was one of the highest paid people in the building, I had a target because AMC had bought us. So I was told that I wasn't given permission to do these half weeks or half days. And they gave me 24 hours to prove that I did. So I went home because we didn't have cell phones then. And I called up the one email that I had been responding through. And I forwarded it to HR. And at the bottom of 12 separate emails for the last 4 months, it said, if you need anything else or if this is a problem, please let me know and I will correct it. Because I thought that's my out. And when you one up the person that's trying to fire you, that is flexing their power, and you get to stay, and then they pay you for the time you were off where they suspended you while they were quote unquote investigating, that doesn't sit well with the person that tried to fire you and failed.
No, it does not.
So then they fired me. I don't know what the point of that was.
Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
It matters. Don't get me right.
When a new company takes over your company, you update your resume.
Yeah, just get ready to go. Anyway, all right, let's get back into movie talk here.
She wants to go to Hawaii. That's it. Just go. Not do anything. Go
get a hotel and sit there.
Before we're dead,
Yeah.
I just feel bad about that. Hey, you know what's great support to see when you're doing something and you're putting yourself out there?
What's that?
It's great to see family come together to support you.
Nice.
Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
That's all. I'm just saying. It's been a month and a half and no one in my family's talked to me about it at all. My friends through this show, thank you, have supported me more than my fucking family. That's the update on where I am with my family.
So go to spectraarts.com.
Yeah.
Buy some hoodies, buy some t-shirts, buy some cups, buy some wall. It's by some
or
whatever.
Just share it in a group you think might like it. Just I don't know how to do this, so we're trying. Just tell people. And Scott, thank you for the review. That is super helpful. I love it.
Did I do a review? If I didn't, I'll go back and do one. I
don't know. I'm scared
I just
to look
did the
at
rating.
it most days.
I think I did the rating. I don't like to write reviews anywhere.
No. Hey, that's
anyway,
a rating is great.
Cool. All right, let's get back into this. Let's get back.
Yeah,
into
we should do the
cult movie show. All right. So yeah, this week on the show we're doing Empire of the Dark and Runaway Nightmare. I think we're going to start with Empire of the Dark because I think it's probably the more entertaining of the two, I guess.
That's a good word.
Or at least review wise. Do I have a trailer? Let's see. I don't think I do. There's not one on IMDb. Let's check YouTube, see if there's one on YouTube. This is available to watch on Tubi. Empire of the Dark trailer. Modern trailer. Empire of the Dark March was called 90s called classic trailer. Let's try this one.
Okay.
Liberty Mutual.
Liberty Mutual.
Of course.
Customize car insurance to save.
I do have Liberty Mutual car insurance, and I will say they are a homeowners insurance too, and they've actually done a good job.
Only pay for what you
Oh, well, that's good.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Richard! Help me!
Angela! Angela, where are you?
Where'd you get this photo?
I took it myself. Right here in Lava Springs. 2 weeks ago.
She's not dead. She is in the antechamber,
And where is this place?
where the sacrifice is to be performed.
What sacrifice?
The sacrifice that you interrupted so many years ago, Mr. Flynn.
I must warn you about something. You have to go now. He's coming.
I don't understand.
That is definitely a self-made fan trailer.
Yeah.
Definitely a self-made fan trailer, but you get the point.
I guess.
Empire of the Dark, written, directed, produced, partially edited by Steve Barkett.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Steve Barkett, you might ask?
I did.
He's the star of
didn't get an answer.
1982's The Aftermath.
Oh, okay.
And he's also had some acting roles in a number of things. He's worked with Fred Olen Ray a number of times over the years.
Right. Didn't Fred produce this?
He did, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So Steve passed away back in 2023,
Oh.
which is obviously sad.
Yeah, because we would have had him on the show.
He's young. He was fairly young, too. He was only 73. But anyway, so Steve wrote, directed, stars in this, also starring his brother Christopher. This film is very interesting when you're watching the trailers because it's a family affair across the board. And I don't mean just the Barkett family. Like, every credit is like multiple members of a family. A lot of brother duos worked on this. Yeah, it's just, this is a passion project for Steve Barkett. He wanted to make this weird cult sci-fi action, not really sci-fi, cult action thriller thing.
Yeah, it's an occult thriller kind of thing.
Yeah, and he put his everything into this. It was released in 1991, but it looks like it was filmed in the mid 80s.
It does, yeah.
A good chunk of it. Some of it looks like it might even filmed in like the early 80s. I could not pull up any information on if it was, filmed in the 80s and then cut and released in the 90s or anything like that.
Right.
But I know they filmed, if I'm not sure here. Yeah, the only trivia that's listed here is that some of the dubbing was done in post for some of the characters.
Well, yeah, that's usually when dubbing's done, right?
Right. No, but they dubbed somebody else for somebody else because it didn't work or whatever. Anyway, so you got Steve Barkett playing Richard Flynn. Richard Flynn is a police detective who has a woman. Her name is Angela. You know that because he says, Angela! Angela!
Yeah.
Like, more times than he needs to.
The only other entertainment type thing where they yell the characters' names more, and I only know this from like waiting for the show to end so another one would start after it, was Inuyasha. I know the main characters are Kagome and Inuyasha because that's all they fucking yelled. So I know these characters' names, but now I forgot them. So
fair enough. Richard and Angela are the names. Anyway, so there are
Angela.
This. Oh man. So there.
Yeah, that's not on the nose.
Yeah. There is this cult of people, and I'm assuming, I guess also demons, who are sacrificing women to bring a demon to life.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's not super clear.
No.
It's not super clear. But so Angela gets kidnapped while she's on the phone with Richard. Richard at this time works for the police or whatever.
Right.
He's a detective. And she's like, help me, I'm trapped in the warehouse or whatever. And he's like, Angela, I'm coming. And this scene looks like it was filmed in 1978. Like, he's got the hair, he's got the cheesy uniform, like, and
Well, I think it's supposed to be set then, right?
Maybe.
Because doesn't it say 20 years later or something after the opening scenes?
maybe.
Because the kid had to grow up, right?
Yeah.
The little baby.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, so he's trying to get to her. He goes into this warehouse. All these guys try to jump him. He gets stabbed in the shoulder, and like everyone is wearing these dark cloaks, and so that their faces are obscured. They are also wearing work boots, and they are wearing running sneakers, and they are wearing jeans.
It's for chasing the virgins.
Right. This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. So he eventually gets his way through whatever, and like there's like a big hole broken in the wall of the warehouse that goes into what can only be explained as your generic cave with mood lighting.
Yeah. Real quick point here in the beginning. This movie kind of charmed me really early on. The use of forced perspective was just the most adorable thing. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I see what they did. I don't care that it looks bad. It's awesome.
Right. Yeah. Also, lots of standing in front of static backgrounds. Not even green screen because it's They're literally it's a screen of a still, like of a forest behind them, and they're standing in front of it, and it's fucking adorable.
It is.
It's the only word I can think of to say it's adorable.
I honestly have very few complaints about this, but still.
Right. I mean, this is... We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Anyway, so he's trying to save her, but she's also got a baby there. And he's like... It's weird because she's like, I guess his girlfriend, but like he doesn't seem like he knows much about the baby.
Yeah.
Which was kind of odd. Because he's in love with her and like doing everything in, but so he can't save both of them. He has to save one of them, and he saves the baby because she's like, "Don't worry about me, save my baby, Richard. Richard, save my baby."
He was also like 6 miles away on a bridge, wasn't he?
Couple times.
He was pretty far away.
Couple times. So he saves the baby, thinks that he kills the cult leader, and Angela dies.
He does kill the cult leader.
Oh, okay.
Remember that they come back from the dead, don't they?
Sure. Sure, if that's what
Makes
you want to.
as
If
much
that's what
sense
you
as
want to go
everything
with,
else.
fine.
I thought that's what happened. I don't know.
All right. So then what we do is we flash forward 20 years. Richard is no longer a police officer, but he's a bounty hunter.
Of course.
And there has now been another rash of women being murdered in the same way. We are also introduced to a fellow private detective, I think is who it is.
Could be.
Maybe.
People showed up without explanation.
They really did. But then we find this other guy, Terry, and he's talking to the private detective, and he's like, I've got this photo of these guys that were supposedly killed 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And now there's these murders. So, like, something weird's going on.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, he's like, I've been trying to reach Richard Flynn. Dick Flynn, if you will. Dickie Flynn.
Yeah.
But he's not returning my phone calls. So they're like, all right, well, let's track him down. Let's track him down.
Yeah.
So they track him down while he's also tracking down an FBI's most wanted guy because he's in his Jeep and he's got his little flip book of the FBI's most wanted. And he finds this guy hanging out in front of the local supermarket.
Oh, my God. The way he gets out of his car. He's in the car. He sees the guy, right? And he does this like, then he gets out of the car with his aviators on, right? And he's
yep.
And then he takes the glasses off and he puts his arm up on the roof of the car and on the door of the car and he's leaning in. He is fucking excelling at looking.
But then when he pauses and he pulls out the flip book and he goes,
yeah, it's a giant fucking binder.
And he looks and he goes, he runs his finger across and looks again and looks back.
Yep.
And then closes it and then marches into the supermarket.
Yeah, hey, he made sure. I'll give him that.
Yep. And what ensues after this is one of the best, if not the best, since the SmackDown Steve Austin Booker T supermarket fight, supermarket brawl I have seen.
Okay, I was going to go with it's more entertaining than the showdown in Cobra.
It's on
a supermarket showdown.
It actually is.
Yeah.
So he's skulking around behind the guy, doing literally the worst job of blending in I've ever seen.
He is all but saying, "Don't be suspicious" while he's doing it.
Like
it's
so,
great.
like the guy that he's hunting is walking around and he's pocketing stuff and stealing like apple pies and like a Coca-Cola, and he's just like walking behind him,
randomly steal shit. Jerry,
yeah, he's walking behind him, and every time the guy stops to like turn and like see like he's falling, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, it's tomato sauce."
Yeah.
You know, you like this tomato sauce? Oh, bag of chips. You like these bag of chips? But lo and behold, Terry and the other private and guest investigator, whose name I still can't remember.
Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Come in at the same time that Richard is skulking up upon the bad guy here. Like literally like skulking. Walking slowly as to not let him know that he's walking up behind him. And these guys walk in and they're like, "Hey there, lawman, you son of a bitch."
Guy, come on.
So this guy gets freaked out, turns, sees Terry, pulls out a shotgun.
Yes.
And just starts shooting the place up.
Yep, that's what you do.
And it is magical. It is magical that this guy is standing 4 feet from the Richard, standing 4 feet from the Rich, and can't hit him with a shotgun.
No, well, he tries that one-handed shot thing
multiple times.
I've done that once, and I don't recommend it with a shotgun. It's not.
If you were to fire a shotgun the way he's holding it, it would break your shoulder. Like you would like crack everything up there,
or it would fling itself back and like fly out of your hand.
Right. So he's doing that. He's pumping it up and shooting. And then the other guy and the PI are trying to shoot him. And Richard is trying to shoot him. And there's all these people ducking down and they're running around the supermarket. They do about 50 laps through the aisles of the supermarket. We see the same aisles at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. That's one good thing about this movie is they use a location to its maximum.
It's fucking great. And then in the best moment in the scene, and I hope you caught this too. They're running around, and there's a point where we see because he's shooting the shotgun, and then there's a point where he's just got a revolver in his hand.
Yeah,
and he's shooting the guy. He's shooting at Richard with the revolver, and I go, he was shooting a shotgun before. Where the fuck did this revolver come from? Yeah. And I'm like, whatever. Like, this movie is already super entertaining. I'm not gonna fret over this. Whatever. He's got a revolver. Whatever. They had to shoot a second day, and they forgot to bring the shotgun. Okay, sure.
Yeah. There's some movies where you just look at him and go, yeah, all right, fine.
But lo and behold, we cut to the next shot with him in it, and he's holding the shotgun, not the revolver. And I'm like, all right, your editor wasn't paying attention. And
you mean the star of the film?
Because then the shotgun jams, he throws it, and what does he do? Lo and behold, he pulls out the revolver. So I was like, oh, your shots are out of order.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is.
And normally, that is the thing where you're like, there's continuity. Like, you can't do that. But in a movie like this, like Samurai Cop or Get Even, Road to Revenge, the Neil Breen stuff, the earnestness which Steve Barkett is doing this with, because he is starring in this movie. He's now got a fake mustache on. He's 20 pounds overweight, like, and he's rolling around and running around like a maniac.
Yeah.
And they just fuck up the shot. And you're like, that adds to a movie like this.
It does.
It adds to a movie like this. Yeah. And it happens. Stuff like that happens in this movie. I'd say 4 or 5 times. There's time continuity, stuff edited out of order.
Yeah.
Where, like, a guy's wearing a shirt and then he's wearing a different shirt and then he's back to wearing another shirt in the same scene or whatever. Like, and Steve Barkett, this guy, man, I wish he did more. He didn't direct a lot of stuff. But you can tell that this is like this passion project and his heart is in this.
Oh,
and
it is, absolutely.
And he is doing his fucking damnedest to make the best fucking action, horror, sci-fi thriller that he can, despite the fact that he has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, okay. Now let's be fair. The lighting was pretty good.
Decent.
Everything was in focus, which is not hard to fuck up, I guess.
Yep.
The dialogue was actually nice and audible. And then the we haven't even talked about my favorite part of this whole thing. But I did make some snarky comments, like robes by Spirit, lingerie by Victoria's Secret. No, what was the other one? Fredericks of Hollywood. That's what it is. That's the sluttier one of the two, right?
Yeah, but isn't it more like I don't really know, but like isn't Fredericks like expensive?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't look expensive.
We'll say amazing superstore.
Okay, yeah. But that was the point there. But I did turn to the kids as we're watching this, and I'm like, all right, so that guy's the star. Okay, he's the director. Okay, he's the writer. I said, girls, if he's the editor, we're fucked. Oh, look, he's the editor. And they're like, why? I said, well, because basically when you write, direct, and star in your own movie, you don't really want to cut scenes of yourself.
Nope.
Or things that you think make it look better. I said, that's why. So even Stephen King has an editor.
Yeah.
You need somebody to look at the abyss again and say, it's missing something. Why did you cut that out? Or this part's too long. Why is this in here? Or Quentin Tarantino, your Australian accent sucks. No, he didn't have anybody to say that stuff to him.
Right.
And that's why we get a 3.5-minute scene of him looking through a fucking binder in a supermarket parking lot.
It's so good.
It is, but in other movies, I watched somebody review this like super Jesus grandpa kind of movie. It was hilarious. But the guy wrote himself as, I don't know if you could be like a triple Mary Sue, but like he was good at everything.
Yeah.
And I said, that's the main problem, that they're writing it as a power fantasy, which is fine, but you got to have a vulnerability. And this guy does. He's not perfect. And that was refreshing.
Well, yeah, because everything and the story gets convoluted. Don't get me wrong. And they definitely put too much into the story, but we see him practicing like sword work and stuff. And then like that comes to play later on where he's having these dreams that Angela's still alive. And then he ends up having to fight these demon ninja assassin things. And he's like, for some reason I changed to training with broadswords. And now I had to do this broadsword fight.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, okay, well, you actually made that worth something and not just like, oh, I'm an awesome swordsman. And I'm also an awesome cop, and I'm an awesome
I turned to the kids and I'm like, look, sword fighting. The kid's 15 years old when he's making this movie. Because that's what every kid wants to do. They want to be an awesome super detective, bounty hunter, sword fighter. And everybody has a hobby, and he had that one. I'll give him that. He wasn't good at everything. Which is, it reminds me of like Jackie Chan has humility by like actually getting hit by his enemies. Meanwhile, we have American stars. I'll never lose a fight. Well, great. Doesn't help.
Yeah,
that kind
so
of hamstrings your writers.
Yeah, things just get like they get ridiculous in this. I mean, like you've got the satanic cult, the mutant zombies. That's the other thing is. There's no real explanation of anything, and some of the minions are demons, some of them are not.
Yeah.
But like I'm not sure if they were all supposed to be demons and the guys just weren't hiding their faces with the cloaks well enough to realize that they weren't demons. But they also were wearing sneakers and jeans under the robes and like didn't cover that up. And like
that's the tough part. When you have monsters from hell, what do they wear under the robe? And the answer's probably nothing. To be honest.
Just feet.
But at least dark pants and dark boots or shoes would be less noticeable than bright blue jeans and white Adidas.
Right. Seriously. There was one part of this that I was just kind of like, I don't really know how this fits. So they're trying to resurrect this giant demon guy, the guy with the horns. What were they calling him? Doesn't matter what they were calling him. No. And every time they do a sacrifice, he like comes up from behind whatever their little like hidden hellscape is and like roars. But then there's a scene where he's out and about and just murders these two teenagers at Lover's Lane. And it's never really explained because like I thought they were trying to resurrect and raise him. What's he doing out there murdering people? And then also they never talk about it again.
Oh yeah.
He kills these two kids in this car. And then I guess skulks back to the warehouse cave.
Huh.
And that, like, it never really gets explained. It was the one thing that I wasn't able to, like, kind of gloss over or pass over. And I'm thinking it's just like they had the suit and they had the claymation and they were like, you know what? Fuck it. We're leaving it in. It doesn't make any sense, but we're going to leave it in.
Because it looked good. I liked it.
Yeah. So you get claymation Satan at the end, which is laughably inept, but also thoroughly enjoyable.
But the puppet of him is fucking adorable. It reminded me of the Toy Machine logo. Because it was just like shoulders and a head. And it was this little hand puppet, exactly how they did Godzilla in the original. But it's adorable. At that point, I'm like, okay, I think I secretly love this movie.
Right.
This is great.
Right.
And then they went with stop motion, which that's dedication to getting the scene done because that takes time, no matter what you're doing. So I'm not shitting on that at all.
No, this, this is Road to Revenge. This is John DeHart, Shimmy Shimmy Slide level, like enjoyability and cult love. Like it is, it's on that level with its just ridiculousness, its timing issues, its bad editing, its weird dialogue, its bizarre decisions. It's John DeHart, it's Neil Breen, it's the guy that did Samurai Cop. I can never remember his name.
And
the guy that did what's the other one everyone always talks about? Miami Connection.
Oh yeah.
It's that level of ridiculousness and cheesiness, but just like utterly enjoyable.
Yeah, because they're having fun. You can tell that
and
they're
he's
having
so
fun.
earnest in what he's trying to do, and when he's watching it back, he's like, "Oh man, this isn't like he wasn't like this is a masterpiece," and that's kind of the difference I think with Neil Breen, and which kind of sets him apart from some of these other guys is that he does think he's making masterpiece.
Yeah,
Like he really believes that what he's doing is important.
yeah, but for him it works, doesn't
He's
it?
one of the few.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's his ego so much as he needs to get this out of his head.
Yeah. There are so
I don't know
many-
about it talking to him personally though.
Right.
but
There are so many great scenes in this, though. The sword fighting scenes are just fucking hilarious. But like, there's a point where he's trying to get back to Angela and Terry and save them, where there must be a never-ending run of these ninja, like demon assassin things that just keep coming at him,
Yeah.
and he just keeps sorting them down, and like,
yeah,
it's just it's incredible.
and I'm gonna say it's not a good sword fight,
Nope.
but I have seen way worse.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
The choreography is stiff, but it's creative enough where you're like, okay, good, they put time into this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if people think that, but that's like a thing in the back of my head. Like we were watching, what the fuck were we watching the other day? Oh, Megan 2. And I'm like, all right, so they didn't skimp on the special effects in this. Good job. They could have easily, but no. And you can tell they wanted to do something different and weird. I'll stop talking about a different movie now, but that's the same thing here. Like he's got a story and he wants to tell it, and he thinks it's awesome and good because that's how things get done. People believe in their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's just. All right, Chris. Do you recommend? And what is your grade for Empire of the Dark?
Yeah, I am going to recommend this, but under the this is a bad movie, you're going to like banner. I think that's important. It's the people acting in it are generally okay. They're hamming it up a little bit. I think halfway through they might have seen, oh, okay, this is a little goofy, this is a little campy. We gotta match that energy. And I think they did for the most part. I was confused on where they kept getting the women from, but that's a whole other thing. And they make them all wear the same lingerie. Weird.
They just keep using the same set probably over and over again.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to recommend it. And with the puppet that looked like the Toy Machine logo.
It
and the
did.
set-
Oh my God, it did.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked it up. It's not based off of this movie because this movie came first. This movie came before Doom, and it has this huge demon face wall mounted thing that looks like it's straight out of the last chapter of Doom. So their design was pretty on point. They did a decent job. They love their miniatures. They love forced perspective. Like it's basically like all the special camera effects you've learned in film school you've put to use in this movie.
Yep.
And it's kind of neat. You can see parts of the film where they've learned as they've gone along, and this is filmed later, so like the camera moves a little bit maybe when the scene's going, or a little bit more, I should say. This is an honest effort from the group, I think, and I do appreciate it. I don't know if I'll watch it again, but I definitely enjoyed it.
So I think that Steve Barquette, who played Richard, and Terry, I think that's his son, Christopher. I thought they were brothers at first, but now the more I'm thinking about it, like I think they were father and son.
Well, that would be good. That would be.
I mean, they look exactly alike.
Yes.
And spoiler alert, they're father and son in the movie too. So
yeah, what I don't understand is why the kid didn't play the father, and then 20 years later, the father plays the father and the kid plays the kid.
Because he wanted to wear that fake mustache.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this for a cheesy, homemade, fun time movie. I'm gonna give this a B+. Surprisingly,
No, I get you, man. I'm
this
right
is
there.
fun.
I'm right there.
I mean, we're dealing with Satanists and virgin deaths, and it's not heavy. That's the other thing, too. It's not a heavy kind of dour, oh, I have to go through torture. They reference Dante's Inferno, but not so much where you're like, I fucking get it.
Right.
Just enough. Like there's a book. The book's on a table at one place, and I'm like, okay, good. At least they knew what they were doing. Copying Dante. But that's fine, because I'm gonna go save the person I love from the powers of evil.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. My turn. This is a high recommend coming from me. This is absolutely, if you're a fan of B movies and schlocky, cheesy stuff, this is an absolute must see. Absolute must see. This is Get Even. This is Neil Breen stuff. This is Samurai Cop. This is Miami Connection. This is right there. It's one guy who wants so badly to be Schwarzenegger or Stallone or Van Damme.
Yep.
And doing everything in his somewhat limited range to do that.
Yeah.
But he's got he's got the best of intentions. He's not trying to show off.
Right.
Or it doesn't come across ego-y in any way. And that's, I think, what sets so many of these films into a different area where it's not enjoyable, it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just that when that earnestness comes through, it makes for something that can be really special that shouldn't be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, God, man, the stop motion animation, the puppetry, the force perspective that you brought up, the matte paintings and they standing in front of them for the establishing shots. I mean, it's just all bad, but it just, for whatever reason, it's got that special sauce and it works.
Yeah.
The score is also something we should bring up because it is the most generic fantasy action score you'll ever hear, but also at the same time, it is the best because it is so generic that you're like, this is every man's score. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I can't argue that. That's a good point.
As far as enjoyment, this film is an A+, 100% up there with the all-time OTC classics. As a film itself is bad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it an A- because my enjoyment outweighed its shortcomings.
That's fair, yeah.
And it was great. And it's probably my favorite movie that I think we've watched on the show this year in terms of enjoyment.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's great. It's available on Tubi to watch. You can buy it on Prime Video also. And the transfer is actually quite good.
Yeah, that was a very nice surprise.
For a film that I was like, where, what is this? It's like when you watch that Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray of Champagne and Bullets.
Oh,
and you're like, oh, there's 4 versions. There's Champagne and Bullets, Road to Revenge, Get Even, and then a director's cut. You're like,
that's true, yeah.
And why does this look so good?
Right.
You will notice though that I did not, and I'm probably ruining it now by mentioning it now. I had not mentioned The Room because that's a different type of bad enjoyable, and my love of The Room has waned over the years.
Oh yeah,
because of Tommy Wiseau's ego.
Yeah, kind of ruins it.
So it's like if Tommy Wiseau had made The Room and then disappeared, it would have been a different situation.
Or came back and made another comedy,
or anything.
Well, he did.
He made that Room, the dorm that dripped blood, or the Room that dripped blood, or whatever. Anyway,
I never watched
Empire of the Dark. If you are a cult movie fan, B movie fan, you absolutely have to see it. Bill Fulkerson's stamp of approval right there.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of stamp of approvals. Our other film this week is also In This World. And I'm stalling to bring up the info on it. And again, no trailer on IMDb. 1982's Runaway Nightmare. Let's see if we got a trailer on the YouTubes. Oh, cool. My iPad froze.
Of course.
Cool. Perfect. No, now's the perfect time.
Yeah.
Runaway. So this is another Tubi find.
Right.
This was not really one I was familiar with. Again, I actually never heard of it. Runaway Nightmare. No, I don't see a trailer here. Runaway Nightmare. What's... Oh, that's a review. No, I don't see a trailer for it.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Well, I guess we'll just all that for nothing. All that for nothing. Runaway Nightmare, 1982. Written, directed, and starring Mike Cartel as Ralph. And his buddy Al Valletta as Jason. This film opens in the desert. These two dudes run an insect farm.
Yes.
Specifically, snails and worms is what their thing is. Not insects. Well, are worms aren't insects, are they?
No, but I mean, they did call it a bug farm, so.
Okay, fair. So that's what they do. They run this farm. They breed these worms and these snails, and they're just like out and about, just trying to, do whatever. They're hanging out in the desert and some rocks and stuff. And Al is shooting, and Ralph is kind of just like, hey, man, I'm really bored. I think I'm going to go to LA for a couple days. And his buddy Al is like, why? We got everything we want here. And the dude's like, there's nothing here. He's like, dude, we're in the middle of the desert. There's nothing here.
That's true. It's just rocks.
Just rocks. And then, out of nowhere, two dudes pull up in a truck carrying an oversized box that they then bury in the desert.
Well, I mean, Barry is really involved. It was like under 3. I mean, they dug a hole to fit the whole box in the ground.
They did dug a hole.
But just to the surface of the earth. They didn't dig so like there's a foot of dirt above. It's like they buried the box so that it could escape.
Yeah. So they they bury this box, and the two guys run over to see what's going on, and they start to dig it up and realize that, or they don't realize, they open it. And there's a beautiful naked woman in it holding a flower.
Yep.
Who is still alive, by the way.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she's alive. Let's help her, I guess.
Yeah.
So they take her out of the box and they carry her awkwardly to the back of their van.
Yeah.
And she's still unconscious the whole time. They bring her back to the bug farm and they put her in a bed and they are going to help her out. But we see all these other women holding guns, some shotguns, some rifles, a couple handguns. They're looming around the farm.
Yeah.
And we get a couple of really hilarious scenes of them running by the window and not being seen by them. The classic, like, he bends down to fill the glass of water. They run by, he looks up and does the, like, back and forth. And he's like,
yeah.
Kevin, is that you? Like,
yeah.
So these women then descend upon them, take the two of them hostage, and are like, hey, where's the girl? And they're like, she was right here in the bed a minute ago. And this is just a perfect example of what this movie is. We don't see her get up and leave. She was unconscious.
Yep.
They find her in the bathroom, still unconscious, by the way.
Yeah.
So somehow she got into the bathroom without waking up, but then wakes up and walks back into the other room. Again, who cares? It doesn't matter.
No, that part was, that's like a filler thing, like to create mystery for no reason that never pays off.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Okay.
So they take the two of these guys hostage, this cult of women, and they don't really, the thing that's kind of interesting about this one is that these two guys at no point are like asking questions, really.
No.
They're like, they do, but they ask like simple questions. Like, they're just like, where are you taking us? Like, what's happening? Not like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Like, that should be the question. Like, hey, just stop for a second. We saved her. We dug her up. She was buried in the desert.
Yep.
What is going on? Can you tell me what is happening here, please?
They're just along for the ride.
Right. Now, I will say, this movie started off, and I was like, oh, this guy Mike Cartel's a scumbag. the writer, director, star. I'm like, he made this kind of like fetishistic, like sex romp type thing. They're going to kidnap these guys and then they're all going to want to have sex with the guys. We're going to have all these illicit scenes. And like, you get the first couple scenes where one of the girl's like, I like bondage and discipline. And then she's going to like shoot the guy.
Yeah. It's
so I'm like, this is where we're going with this. It
was all like the worst dating videotape service stuff.
Yep. Oh, by the way, if you don't follow VHS Dates on Instagram, follow it.
Oh.
It's the best fucking news site I've come across. I think it's at VHS Dates. It's hilarious. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, and so I'm thinking, I'm like, great, we're going to have multiple scummy sex scenes where these guys are going to bed all these girls. So I'm like, his intent, but I'm like, his intent is not, I'm like, this guy just wanted to make like a movie where he could just lay with all these hot girls.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't really go there. Everything's implied. So like,
that's true.
He teases almost sex. And he teases this like almost like ultra violent things that are going to happen. And he really kind of, in this weird sort of way, and this is, I know that I had to think that this was intentional, that he was almost playing a contrast to the 70s movies that did this, where they did do that.
Yeah.
Because it is kind, like there's definitely in some implied sex and some stuff, but there's not really much, if any, nudity.
No, I don't remember any. I mean, there's nudity. The girl isn't naked in the beginning, but she's covering her boobs and there's flour and like there's nothing. You don't see anything.
Right. And the girls they got to be in this film. They're all gorgeous. So they're playing the part. It's not like they're trying to shy away from that, but he's teasing it the whole time. And it actually works quite well because every time I was ready to get frustrated and be like, oh, here we go again. It didn't happen.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is probably due to, I guess we'll call him the co-star that becomes the star. The goofy one.
Ralph, the one that doesn't actually want to sleep with everybody.
Yeah. If he was more serious, if his character was written just maybe more like Bill Murray than just a goofball, then there would have been more attempts at sex. But his character just kind of negates that whole thing because he wants to crack his jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to be in the situation where he's uncomfortable, but he likes where he is, if that makes sense.
Right. So they kidnap these guys. They basically initiate them into their cult. The cult has a head. What was her name? Hesperia was her name. She was like the head of the cult. And basically we then get this story of they run guns and they run drugs and they do the stuff for mobsters and they basically bring them back and forth across the border. But there was a screw up somewhere where the blonde that they found tried to steal platinum.
Yeah.
Because of the money that it was worth, but she got caught, and that's why they lost the briefcase full of platinum, and they also tried to kill this girl, but rather than just kill her, they left her alive and buried her in the desert, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
But again, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
No.
So you start kind of like the second act after they've been brought into this cult, and you kind of get to go through this weird, like, life that they're trying to live with this commune / cult of women. You have some of them that are men hating. You have some of them that are men deprived. You have some of them that are just there, like, and then you have, of course, the one girl that is larger than everybody else. That is like, they like make a point to make her the, quote unquote fat woman in there, and she's the one that's also a little bit too crazy.
Yeah, it's like everybody you meet at a party that you don't know everybody at.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
It really is like a dating video. I mean, to date myself again, because you get the major thing about a person like in the first sentence. And that's who they are.
Yeah.
They're a one layer archetype. And with so many secondary characters, I think that's important to just give them one thing. And then if they deliver on it a couple times, then that's fine. They filled in the cast of characters. Because none of them are really dependent on that much for anything.
No, the blonde
for, like,
from the
2 or
beginning
3.
ends up playing a bigger part.
Yeah.
And Hesperia ends up playing a bigger part. But there is definitely, there's like a big fight scene at the end where like essentially everybody gets killed, but we don't see any of it.
Right.
Like they just get back to the thing and they're like, everybody else is dead. Like, all right, great.
Yeah.
That cleans it up. Fine.
Right.
Like,
right.
But in that second half where they're like doing these like weird, almost like funhouse type scenes where they're like walking through things and there's like this like vampire girl that's around.
She's my favorite, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, and then like the painting on the wall where it's really just a woman watching him, but like he doesn't realize it. So
that was good. That was good. She sat really still. That was good.
Yeah. And they just
it
keep
was
putting,
such a Scooby-Doo moment. I loved it.
yeah, and they just kept doing things like that. Like, and they would just have all these different scenes where like they have like a scene where they go to the bar and like
Yeah.
Ralph gets beat up at the bar by somebody, and then like this other girl's like on a motorcycle, and like then she's like, "Oh, I rode my motorcycle here. Sorry." Like,
It's so strange. It's so strange.
yeah,
It's
there's,
like
the one
it's like
girl
the-
that's just like, "I'm gonna kill you." And
Yeah.
they're like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, basically Ralph's like, cool. Whatever. I like it. It's stupid.
It's dumb.
almost like they wrote a script and then when they all got to the set, everybody just started joking around. And then they decided, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Make your character as extreme as you want, but you know, this is the line we're not going to cross.
Yeah, and it gets really, really silly, like very like Abbott and Costello type silly.
Yes.
I had saw somebody else mention that, and I was like, oh my god, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. My go-to is always like Keystone Cops. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
A group of bumbling fools
Yeah. So
or
I mean,
Mass State Police, whatever.
but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But there's a point where like they're in the warehouse trying to get the plutonium. I'm sorry, the platinum, trying to get the platinum back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's just a bomb.
Yeah.
Just a bomb just sitting on top of these boxes that's just there. And nobody, like, Ralph goes, hey, is that a real bomb? And the other girl goes, is it clicking? And he's like, yeah, it is. And she's like, then it's a real bomb. You just got to put together the fuse.
Such a dad answer.
And then, like, it's just there. And nobody in the mob seems to care that it's there.
No.
And you can't tell me that they didn't see it sitting on top of the box next to him when they had him tied up.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It is not quite as much fun as Empire of the Dark,
True.
but it is still a good amount of fun.
Yeah.
And it plays itself out again in the same way where your writer, your director, and your star, Mike Cartel, who plays Ralph, knew what he was making. I think he started thinking he was making this like serious thing and realized there's no way we can keep this up.
No.
So we need to make some sort of change.
Yeah. And that's great.
Yeah.
That's super smart.
And the way, I guess apparently they filmed multiple endings of this and he didn't tell the rest of the crew which ending they were going to end up using. And it's a very kind of like almost like film noir-esque ending. And I had seen a couple people mention this and like it was, I don't remember which movie it was, but it had a very similar ending to like a famous film noir.
Okay.
I can't remember it offhand, but it doesn't,
Yeah,
really,
I don't
doesn't make a difference. But yeah, no, this movie is just like, again, if you are a B movie fan, like this is your shit right here. And somehow this felt like it was made newer than Empire of the Dark, and it was made 11 years earlier. Like,
That's right. Yeah.
so, let's just grade, right?
Yeah, sure.
This film deserves more than we gave it, but we went so long on that first review, I don't want to overdo it. So, Chris, do you recommend, and what is your grade for Runaway Nightmare?
I'm going to recommend this just a little bit, like a quarter less than the other one. That matters. Because, yeah, the charm is there, but it's different. This is like, this is like 1 or 2 edits away from being something that we've always watched. It feels like.
Yeah.
Like it could have been Ice Pirates, if it just got the play on cable, for instance. But I'm going to give this a B minus. I don't think that's terrible, but I also don't think that the plot is as engaging as the other one from this week. And it was less fun, but Ralph really saved the whole thing from being a boring waste. That guy was good.
Yeah, he was the director and the writer too, man. So he knew, like, he was obviously the driving force.
He felt like a professional comedic actor.
He did all his own stunts too.
Really?
Yeah. I was reading on the trivia that he did his own stunts, including that getting shot in the chest with the shotgun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good for him. As long as he didn't die doing it, then that's cool.
I know, right? They filmed a bunch of stuff in his house.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's what you do. That's how that's if you want to make a movie, that's how you make a movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Clerks, sometimes it's Road to Revenge. I mean,
it's just they started filming in December of 1978.
Okay.
And then it took a few years to finish.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
So, what'd you give it? I'm sorry, a B minus?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I honestly believe that any other week, if we covered this movie with another film, it would have gone over even better. But we somehow managed to pair it with a film that's very similar in its tone, with being the same, writer, director, star, knowing what they're doing, and Empire of the Dark just works a little bit better. That's the difference. Is it works a little bit better.
It does.
I think this is still, if you're a B-movie cult fan, definitely check it out. Runaway Nightmare is a film you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna get a kick out of it. The women are ridiculous. They all play their parts to a T.
They're perfect. Yeah,
they're perfect. And Ralph, the writer director, like, he knew exactly what he was doing, and I firmly believe that he probably started this as a serious horror thriller type thing, and then realized that, like, no, we can't keep this up. It's just not working, and was able to pivot to the outlandish and ridiculous things that end up happening in it, and it works.
Yeah,
because he knew what he was doing. Also,
he didn't miscast any of the women. They all visually, audio, they fit their parts. They fit their roles perfectly. That was a good job.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I'm giving it a high recommend, just under what Empire of the Dark was, but it's absolutely a film that's gonna hit you in the right spots if you're that type of movie fan. It's not quite. It's a little bit slower moving. The action is pretty spread out, but despite how slow moving it is, it still feels like it doesn't feel long.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give it a straight B, a little bit higher than you, but not drastically higher. Yeah. And again, I really think that this would have hit better had we not covered it the same week as Empire of the Dark.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
If we had paired it with some shit like throwaway film, it would have probably been like, this is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This is really good and really fun. Not quite amazing. I think Empire of the Dark is amazing in a lot of ways. So
yeah,
there you have it.
I'm not arguing that point.
Though these are two films that are absolutely going to be in the conversation at the end of the year for the top 6 films of the year, I believe. Yeah. So cool. All right, everyone. Now to bring it down, Joe is going to cover what is it, Insidious 3 or 4? Are we on?
I don't know.
All right, we'll find out in a sec.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here. And hey, everybody. It's Wallace Shawn, Cody Rhodes, and Sean Connery's least favorite movie franchise to say out loud. Because Bill made me watch Insidious. Key. That was a terrible Connery impression. I'm sorry, everyone. This review is going to be harder than eating a burrito while balancing on one foot while also standing on a half-inflated beach ball. Because before I watched this speed bump of a movie that nearly broke the axle of a movie franchise I was actually kind of enjoying, I watched Predator, Killer of Killers. Yes, I know I'm about 2 months behind on the things I want to watch for myself, and if truth be told, I'm way further behind than that. But in the past decade or so, I've really come to find great fulfillment and peace and enjoyment out of, well, I just call it playing in the dirt. Might be gardening, might be turning half my lawn into a clover field because I got a lot of deer, and I would rather watch them happily eating and doing deer stuff than have a perfectly manicured, lush green lawn. Yeah. Whatever it is, it takes time away from watching as many movies as I'd like, and I'm not reviewing those for one of my favorite podcasts, so... Actually, you know what? You just fucking watch me, because halfway through watching this half-assed, we gotta make another one because Universal might make an attraction out of it at Halloween Horror Nights, warm glass of milk at bedtime of a movie, I was plotting ways to make this review actually about Predator, Killer of Killers. Because that thing fucking ruled ass. Ooh, new idea. A Predator film about some, like, little spooky ghouly fuckers trying out new planets, and they try to do some spooky shit on the Predator home planet, and then they find out real fucking quick that just because they have an elevated consciousness doesn't mean these things are afraid of, well, anything. Go ahead and reach your bony hand out of a dark Predator closet and grab their shoulder while they're turned around, and you are pulling back an ethereal stump, my dude. I'll give them credit for one thing overall with the 2 prequels for Insidious. They knew that the only character interesting enough and played by an actor good enough was Elise Rainier. They chose wisely, because delving into any other character in the franchise would make my interest shrivel into dust like it drank from the wrong Grail cup. Well, I mean, maybe if they got into the history of the red-faced demon from the first one, like, give me some lore and background on that guy. What's his historical origin? What's his order at Culver's? Is he going Butterburger or Fried Chicky Sandy? Does he prefer Boston or 38 Special? We need to know. Right, movie. Insidious, yes. So, Elise and the Stooges are heading to a state where no matter how shitty your state is, at least it's not New Mexico. Apologies to anyone that lives in New Mexico that's listening, but I'm sorry if an entire critically acclaimed, award-winning television show about the manufacturing and distribution of methamphetamine features your state. I don't know, man. I got nothing for you. We get into her childhood. Her prison warden dad, who makes Jenny's dad in Forrest Gump look like Ned Flanders, and the current owner of her childhood home is experiencing the spookies, the same spookies that she did as a child. Speaking of children, the first segment in Killer of Killers is about a big bad mama Viking and her child, and it's animated so beautifully with a sense of like motion and physicality and action that you rarely get in animated films. There's also a cool Predator thing where you can tell he lost his hand at one point and he was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to put a big mechanical battering ram on one hand. It's really cool. We delve into childhood trauma and what a bitch it can be to try to heal it after a long period of just, tucking it away into the back of your brain. As always, Lynn Shay holds this entire thing together, but sadly in this one she still can't save it from being boring. You know it's not boring. The second segment in Killer of Killers, there's 2 brothers. One is a samurai lord, the other one is a ninja, and they had their own childhood trauma, but they are brought together when they have to survive a predator who wants to turn them into sashimi. Elise also reunites and reconciles with her brother through fighting a seemingly insurmountable enemy. Synergy. Who knew? I'm running out of time here. Elise and team defeat the demon with keys for fingers, who was actually pretty cool, with the generous application of ingenuity and bravery. which is exactly what John J. Torres uses in the third segment of the much more enjoyable film, Predator, Killer of Killers, now playing on Hulu. And much more highly recommended than Insidious: The Last Key. This motherfucker, much like Elise Rainier, uses quick thinking and remembering lessons learned along the way to survive a battle in the skies, something that, to the best of my attention span, has never happened in any of the Insidious films. I already mentioned the happy ending Elise and crew experienced by working together as a team and realizing that you're stronger together. Okay, spoiler alert. For real. You listening to me? Mm-hmm. Super spoiler alert. You have been warned. When all three people from drastically different timelines are brought together in Predator, Killer of Killers, to fight each other before taking on a big bad predator in gladiatorial combat, they win the day. Sort of. You'll see when you watch the movie. You better fucking watch that movie. They do it by working together. The ending of only one of the two movies I watched left it open for a much anticipated by me sequel. I'll let you guess which one. Here's the thing. The good. They got into some real shit in The Last Key. Like some actual kind of real shit. They used the paranormal to tell, you know, what would have otherwise just been kind of like a family drama. And it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. Still not that great. Killer of Killers is exactly as good as I made it out to be. Maybe even better. Also, going back, the demon in The Last Key was actually pretty cool. Like, it was, genuinely. The bad. I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait for the sequel to Predator, Killer of Killers, but I've got Badlands to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
The Predator self-destruct gauntlet that I have tattooed on my forearm twitches with Insidious: The Last Key was very boring. It really was. 2/3 of this movie is boring as fuck. The Last Key is going to get a C-. Predator, Killer of Killers, gets an A-. And, Patient. I'll be back next week with Insidious: The Red Door, which is the last one in the series before moving on to Sinister. So until then, give your friends the Predator handshake, and be good, everyone.
You son of a bitch. All right, let's see here. It's time for Scott, right?
It should be, yes.
All right, let's find it. 907, there it is. He's going to talk about weapons, which I have not seen yet, so hopefully he doesn't spoil anything. But I do want to see it. Oh, I did see The Naked Gun.
Oh, yeah?
Very funny.
Okay, good.
Very, like Scott said in his review last week, I hate saying it when Scott's right, but Scott was right. It is a good companion piece to the original films.
That's good to know. That's very good to know, because that could have been a disaster.
No, it was good. It was short and it was quick. It was good. I loved it. All right.
Good.
Did Scott like weapons? Let's find out. Where is Scott? Scott. There he is.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
With Reverend Scott.
Don't forget Roblox.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
He's spent some time in a mental institution and is not quite right in the head.
That has to be a HIPAA violation. Give me some money and I'll forget it ever happened.
You're a piece of shit and you're a scumbag, so we're not going to give you any money.
Fair enough. Moving on. I've been watching movie again, and I want to talk about movie.
We're going to do revenge. Like, that's the whole point of this.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
We can do revenge later. Right now, I want to talk about Zach Krieger's Weapons, which, if you're not familiar with it, you only need to hear about 1 minute of the original teaser to get up to speed.
This is a true story that happened in my town. So this one Wednesday is like a normal day for the whole school. But today was different. Every other class had all their kids. But But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty. And you know why? Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, and into the dark. And they never came back.
I don't understand at all. Why just her classroom? Why only hers?
Where are our children?
We have a lot of emotional parents here. I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place.
This is where the story really starts.
Super effective trailer.
Now I know what you're thinking. Kids are expensive, and now they're gone.
We're gonna be millionaires.
But you're also thinking, where did those kids go? Why did they go? Why are there so many actors in this from Disney-owned franchises? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, those are what we call spoilers.
Okay, so if you want to watch this movie, there are a number of twists and turns in it. We will do our best to not spoil them. But if they do get spoiled, they will affect the way you watch the movie and probably affect the enjoyment of it if you know what's going on.
Zach Krieger is writer and director behind Weapons, but also, if you'll remember, Barbarian.
Bro, have you seen Barbarian yet?
Much like Barbarian, finding out the answer to the mysteries in this movie is only the beginning, or more like 2/3 of the way through. Even if someone told you who, what, why, and how things were happening, there's still another wild third act of the film where you have no idea how things are going to turn out. But slow down there, Slugger. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Let me change the subject.
Go for it.
Let's first talk a little bit about the story structure and how it's based on different character points of view. You'll start out seeing Silver Surfer's point of view, how she finds her class empty except for one little boy named Alex. She has to take the verbal abuse from the distraught parents like Thanos while standing next to Wong from Doctor Strange, who's the school principal. Julia Gardner as Justine is the perfect mix of innocent appearing yet strong and flawed. She's struggling with her drinking, and this situation certainly isn't helping matters.
She seems low class compared
Trashy.
to the other people that she's with. Yeah.
That's a bit harsh to say, but it's not long before she finds the word witch in red paint across the side of her car.
And that's shit. You know what? That's a tale as old as fucking time, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
We spend some time with Thanos. We see how devastated he is. He's actually sleeping in the bedroom of his little kid that's missing, and how this is affecting his ability to run his contractor business too.
Really? How do you know that?
Well, the movie shows us that, Bill.
I guess so.
We start to notice we're often seeing the same events or points in time, but from different characters' points of view. We'll see young Han Solo show up at the bar to console Silver Surfer, but later we see him in his full police uniform and he's driving around in his squad car chasing a suspicious kid. Then we'll be in the police station with him and see that Thanos is talking to the police captain about why they haven't found those kids yet.
And the police are like, ha! Stop joking around.
Then we'll see from the point of view of that junkie that Han Solo was chasing in his squad car. And you see him trying to steal and pawn things for drug money. And if you told me that kid was literally on drugs during those scenes, I would have believed you.
Yeah, that was top notch.
Yes. That's the wording I would use for it.
There's a scene involving Justine at a gas station, and Wong shows up suddenly, and it's kind of terrifying, shocking, and out of the blue. You're left thinking,
so what exactly is going on?
But then later on, we get to see Wong's point of view from much earlier, and it shows the lead up to the scene with Justine in the gas station. Lots of scenes intersect eventually, and it helps unfold the mystery slowly throughout the film. Eventually, we get Alex's point of view, the little kid that was the only one left in the classroom, which really answers a lot of questions that I won't be discussing during this review.
All right, good.
Thank God.
Just know that Alex, like most characters in this, is very sympathetic, yet very strong too. especially considering all the terrible things that have been going on. Something to note about this film is, also like Barbarian, there's some good comedy scattered throughout the film.
I knew I recognized that from somewhere.
This movie had total control over the audience. I mean, I had no doubt that 1 minute they're laughing and the movie wanted you to laugh. And then you're shocked and it wanted you to be shocked. And then you sit in silence as the scene gets intense because that's the way the movie wanted you to feel. Sometimes all within the same 2 or 3 minute scene. A great example is when Justine is just staking out this house at night to see if anyone goes in or out of the house, and she falls asleep in her car watching. That's when the door of the house slowly opens and the audience gets tense. And then they kind of start to laugh at this girl that walks out. She's disheveled, her hair's fucked up, and she's walking just kind of jilted in a goofy way. It's all unnatural and strange, and it's funny. I mean, it's supposed to be funny. But you're sitting there as if you're in the passenger seat of the car, and you kind of feel like you're in the scene and you're stuck there watching what's happening as she keeps walking closer and closer to the car, and Justine doesn't react because she's still asleep. And that's when you notice her get up to the window of the car, and she's got these large pair of scissors in her hands. And you wonder what she's going to do, but instead of hitting the window or making a noise or a jump scare or anything, she just walks out of frame in complete silence. And you're just sitting there in the passenger seat watching Justine sleeping. And then you hear the back car door open. You could hear the whole theater gasp at once.
That's enough of that.
Which leads me to my next point. Don't watch any trailers for this. Like nothing. Not teasers, not nothing. I rewatched the first trailer that came out for this movie, just the teaser, and it shows so many things that I'm glad I didn't see before I watched this movie. Some of them are from the third act of the film. And if you see the trailer come up on TV, just say,
nope.
I keep comparing this to Barbarian, but it's a pretty accurate comparison. It's a horrific movie and it's got a lot of humor, but it can be very shocking, very gory, and also very sad. And this has several layered characters for you to really root for. And despite the subject matter, this is another feel-good movie as far as I'm concerned, with a very shockingly satisfying ending.
Great. Good stuff. Yeah. Really good stuff. Shockingly good.
Yeah.
This surpasses Barbarian in every way for me, and it manages to answer all of the questions you have at the beginning, even why exactly this movie's title is Weapons. And it does it while leaving you with enough mystery to come up with some of your own theories about things that they don't completely explain. Mainly about another character played by Amy Madigan. It's best if you just get to discover her for yourself. She does an amazing job. She's very memorable, and I'll just leave it at that. If it wasn't already pretty obvious, I highly recommend you see Weapons, and I give it a straight A. It's just as good as
pizza.
Well,
I think that's a good place to leave you off.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I will say that your review of Libido almost made me want to watch it. Almost. But will I?
No.
I give that review a B+. As far as Crypt of Dark Secrets, I think that was a D- film with an A- review. It sounded way better than it was, but that's probably just because I love Mardi Gras Massacre so much.
True. This is 620 Madison Street, apartment 4. I would like you to deliver an order of shrimp rolls, lobster Cantonese, jiasu ding, and a fortune cookie.
That's it for this week. So until the next time Disney franchise stars combine to create a smash hit horror movie, peace and love, guys. Oh, and by the way, Zach Krieger's next movie is a reboot of Resident Evil.
Hell yeah, bro.
Don't worry, Holy Shit will return next week. Same Scott time, same Scott channel.
Good. That sounds cool.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it.
I have nothing negative to say. Was that the end of it?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're going to be a little delayed next week if you're on the Patreon. We won't be able to record till midweek, so just a heads up. Head over to spectraarts.com. Head over to patreon.com/outside the cinema. Follow Chris and I at Cthulhu and at OTC Bill.
Yep.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you in the middle of next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye.